Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome back to another video. This is the Retire with Less series. Now, if y'all are unfamiliar with this, there's a playlist full of it. Basically, what this is doing is showing that essentially the experts are wrong, right? Now, I'll give it to the experts. They need to fit in a box, okay? They can't say anything out of the ordinary that the whatever you want to call it, the algorithm will allow them, right? So what that ends up doing is, everybody repeats the same thing, right? You need millions of dollars. Like, you need $1 million. $1 million isn't enough to retire. You'll need $2 million. You'll need $5 million, right? So all that stuff is being regurgitated. And in my opinion, a lot of it is false. Now, actually, let me take that back. It's not false. It's true in the confines of their context. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, and you guys that have been with me forever knows, the vast majority of people, right? The hardworking, everyday people will probably never even touch $1 million. Probably not even close. Okay. And that's just the hard reality of it, right? They say, don't rely on Social Security. Social Security is not going to be there. The vast majority of Americans will need to rely on Social Security. And don't believe the hype is all I'm saying. Social Security is going to be there. You'll need millions of dollars to retire in that context that they speak of. But the vast majority of us, live 40,000, 50,000 a year. I know that's, some live a lot less than that. Seriously. I know people that live on 30,000 a year. Okay. So I matter of fact, I know some people that live on $12,000 a year. Believe it. So, they can't paint a broad brush with everybody. So what this series is trying to figure out how one could generate income, right? With a smaller portfolio, 1/4 the size of what most people say, which is, $1 million. So 1/4 of that. So $250,000. What I've done is I've assembled a long track record of generating income over a 2-year span using the simple wheel strategy, simple cash secured puts, simple covered calls. Nothing fancy, nothing risky. Basic, very, very, very basic option strategies. Okay. So that's what we've been doing. Okay. And I just want to take this time to thank everybody that has followed me through this. Merry Christmas. Thank you for all the support over the years. This is probably, I don't know if this will be the last video, might be one more for the year, but it's just that time of year. So thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for using that Amazon link. That's been very helpful, and I do appreciate that. So what we're going to do is get into it. And again, Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and let's get to it. So we're going to do a quick overview of November and how that went. Those of you that have followed this series for, the past couple of years know that I have two sides of this portfolio. One is a large cap, one is a small cap. It used to be QILD. That didn't work out very well. And so we changed the QILD side to small cap. So if you want to look back, look at the playlist, and you can follow along on the couple of year journey that this has been, and see the performance and all that. So also, I did a video a week or two ago about the basics of cash secured puts. If you would, I'll leave a link down below and probably a pin up top here to that video, and you can take a look at that. And then I will be publishing a video on covered calls as well. Same type of format, just very simple, plain English type thing. So hopefully you enjoy that. So without getting into too many details, on the large cap side, where we have QQQ, SOXL, and RYLD. It's funny that I got a small cap here when I call it large cap versus small cap, but that's okay. I will be changing that out one of these days. Probably at the start of the year, I'll change it out for JEPI or JEPQ or something like that. So on November, on this side of it, everything expired worthless. What that means is by December 16th, nothing ended up in the money. So we kept our shares of QQQ, which is 400 shares, because it never reached $300. And then we had 10 puts on SOXL. It never reached $9 at expiration, so we didn't have to buy those. So that income expired worthless, or those contracts expired worthless. And then the calls on SOXL never reached $17 at expiration, so those expired worthless as well. Different story on the small cap side. I'm being a little aggressive here on the small cap side because the portfolio's kind of gotten decimated by having QYLD. So I'm trying to make it up and be a little bit more aggressive. And those that have been following me know that what I'm doing here, I know I said that this is low risk, but I'm trading leveraged products. I get that. But I'm also, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break this. I know a lot of you have heard me mention that time and time again. I'm trying to break it to, I don't want to go too aggressive where I know I'm going to break it, but I'm trying to be a little bit aggressive to see what the limitations are of this whole series. Okay. And, we've been going for 2 years without much of a glitch, to be honest with you. So with that, we did have how many? 20 contracts of TNA, and that's the leverage product of the IWM, or the Russell 2000, I should say. That did expire below $35. So we had 20 puts at a 35 strike. So we had to purchase 2,000 shares of TNA at $35. But we still kept that call, or the option income. So that doesn't go anywhere. Once you collect the income, it's yours. Okay. So now let's get into December and see what we did. December on the large cap side, we still have those 3,000 shares of SOXL. We got the 400 shares of QQQ. We got the 2,000 shares of RYLD. So for SOXL, for QQQ, we sold one put of QQQ at the 250 strike. So QQQ currently is at 273.45. If by January 20th, 2023, QQQ is at 250 or below, we would have to purchase 100 shares to fulfill that contract. For that contract, for that promise, we collected $240. Okay. Also, on the 400 shares of QQQ we own, we sold 4 covered calls out to January 20th, strike price of $300, which is our cost basis, and we collected $70 per contract. So if by January 20th, QQQ is $300 or above, we will need to sell our shares to the person who purchased our put contracts. Well, I take that back. Not necessarily to that person. Somebody will buy them, or we would have to sell them, I should say. SOXL, I'm getting a little aggressive here again. Reason why, we have a pretty high cost basis on the shares we own, so I'm trying to lower that. So we went with 20 contracts out to January 20th with a strike price of $10. Okay. Takes $20,000 to secure that contract, those 20 contracts, and we collected $100 for each contract. Okay. So, and then SOXL, we did the same $17 calls, sold 30 of them at January 20th. Reason why it's 17 is because it's above our cost basis. Okay. We got $10 a piece for those. So, the QQQ covered calls, we got 280. The QQQ cash secured put, we got 240. The SOXL $10 put, 20 of those, we got $2,000. SOXL covered calls, we got $300. And then the RYLD, now this is a guess. All the YLDs kind of have a funny December payout. It won't be until January, but we're just going to pretend it happened, and we'll adjust it if necessary. 19 cents, so 380 from RYLD. Like I said, I'm going to probably start at January. January 20th, we'll swap out RYLD for something else, and then we'll go from there. So how did it do? Did we reach our income goal for the month of $3,000? And yes, we did. December 2022, $3,200. So we had a $200 surplus that we just moved over to our cash position. So at the end of December, middle of December, basically, we're sitting on cash of $90,184. Okay, and then this column here is cash minus secured. So this is, hard cash minus the security of $45,000 to secure the put contract on QQQ and the 20 put contracts on SOXL. So, fully liquid, $45,000 in cash. We collected our $3,200 to pay our bills, and Merry Christmas. So let's take a look at what the small cap side did. Now this is where we got assigned those 2,000 shares of TNA at a cost basis of $35. So what we ended up doing is, wait a second. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me backtrack here. IWM, we ended up selling cash secured puts at a strike price of $165. Okay, if you look at a chart, if you look at my cash secured put video, it'll show my little bit of charting. There's another video I've done a long time ago about charting. It's super simple. I'll probably link that as well. So January 20th, if IWM is 165 or below, we'll need to buy 400 shares because we did 4 contracts, so $66,000 worth. And for that obligation, or that promise to, we collected $250 per contract. And then the TNA, we ran covered calls on TNA at the $35 strike. Okay, same expiration, January 20th. And we collected $110 for each of those contracts. So all in all, both sides collected the same amount of money, $1,000 for the IWM puts and $2,200 for the TNA calls. So a total of $3,200. And we have a $200 surplus. Don't mind these numbers. I'm kind of playing around with this, but there's a $200 surplus for the month. So cash totals $133,368. Cash minus secured is $67,368, because that's the cash we have in the account minus the $66,000 we need to secure those IWM contracts. So total liquid cash of $67,368. We got $3,200 coming in, $200 surplus. So we reached our $3,000 a month goal. And I like this annual yield. I like putting this on there. I don't even know. Nope, it's wrong. See, I told you guys, a lot of you guys want these spreadsheets, but I really don't know how to do them. Yield 58.18%. Okay, how does that work? Well, it's the 3,200 that we collected divided by the cash needed to secure times 12. Actually, that doesn't work. Scratch that. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure it out because that's wrong. But it's up there. $3,200 a month for the small cap side. Pretty happy with that. And like I said, check out those videos down below on basics of cash secured puts. There's another one about how I make thousands selling cash secured puts or something like that. I'll put those down below. Once again, Merry Christmas. I appreciate all of you watching. I appreciate all of your support. Those people that are, commenting, leaving thumbs up, using that Amazon link, that's huge. I think for the month of December, we're up to almost $50. So you guys doing your Christmas shopping, I appreciate that. I'll definitely put that money into probably Jeppy or something like that. So I really do appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. If I don't talk to you before the New Year's, be safe out there. And here's to a wonderful, prosperous 2023. Hope you guys enjoy time with your families. Make good choices, all that good stuff. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.